Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be giving my top 5 sports betting forums and just information in general. These sites that I use, if you're a sports bettor, these are great sites to use. I'm also going to be listing a few sites that I used to use for fantasy sports. If you like fantasy sports, those are some good sites to go to. I do not no longer do fantasy sports, but I will be listing them. So the reason I'm on ESPN right now is because I just wanted to show this site is one of the biggest sites out there, and ironically, I hardly ever use the site. Okay, I'm hardly ever getting my information from ESPN, my sources, the headlines. Hardly ever use it. I'm somebody that doesn't like a lot of pictures, a lot of colors, or something like that. Logos on a site because it slows it down and it lags it. Okay, so even though it's put together very well, I hardly ever use ESPN. Most of the time, I'm on it just for highlights. Okay, so do not get my information from this website. Okay. Now, number 5 is pregame.com. Okay, I'm listing now my top 5, and it's pregame.com. The reason why it's so low on the list is because it actually used to be number 2 on my list. I used to use this site all the time, but ever since they changed the color scheme on it, they made it very hard to navigate now. I have dropped it down because I was used to that other format that they used to use. They've been getting a lot of complaints about it from other people as well. Okay, and they just had too many updates. Like, you could see money percentages now, how much volume and things like that. It's meaningless stuff. Okay, so not interested in that. Still a good site to go to, but I don't use it as much as I used to anymore. So number 4 is covers.com. This is probably one of the first websites that I stumbled on when I first became a sports bettor. It has a great forum on it. A lot of people use this website. A lot of people are signed up for this website because it has contests as well. It gives good information about the casinos, whether they're doing bad or good. If you want to take that for 100%, we do not know if that's 100% accurate or not, but it does give you a good idea of it, and very easy to navigate. I do not use this for percentages because of the fact that they do have a lot of logos on it. You have to scroll down a lot on it. So I'm looking for a little bit something more simple than covers.com, but still a good website to go to. Number 3 is Vegas Insider. Not a lot of people know about this website. A lot of the sports betting community knows about it, but people overall in general do not know about Vegas Insider. And this is a very good site if you're a sports bettor. That's why it's number 3 for me. You just click on the category that you want. We're in the baseball season right now, so you click on MLB, drag it over to matchups, and it'll give you the percentages right there. And the percentages come up right here on a full page. They list them right here. And I believe the percentages are powered by the same. So the percentages from Scores and Odds and Vegas Insider are pretty much the same. Okay. So very good site. They do as well give you information about the casinos and upcoming things that are going on with players and such like and things like that. So a very good site. Number 2 is Scores and Odds. Notice how easy it is to read. The color scheme is very simple. That is why it's number 2. And I use this site a lot. You just click on Las Vegas Odds. It'll give you the percentages right here in the right column. Everything's on one page. Very easy. The reason why all these games are off is because this is the NFL for that week. And baseball. Here we go. Baseball. These games are off because these are tomorrow's games. It lists 2 days in advance, so that's very good. I like that about this website. Okay. You can also go to the main page, and it has the archives, which you can go back like 5-10 years and get scores on these games. Covers.com does that as well, but this one's very easy to navigate. Okay. Number 1 is SBRodds.com. I love this site. I go on this site every single day. And I use this mainly for odds as well as line movements. It tells you when the line moved. Very easy. This box comes up, very easy to see. I don't use this website for percentages because I don't believe that the percentages on this one are that accurate compared to Las Vegas or Vegas Insider, Scores and Odds and Las Vegas Insider. I do not believe that they are that accurate on this website. And let me remind you about these percentages in general. None of these percentages are 100% accurate, okay? You have to use your own judgment. That's why I like looking at a variety of websites to measure out these percentages, because I don't believe every one of these percentages are 100%. Okay, a lot of these websites out there, you know, various websites want you to pay money, and you do not need to do any of that. For instance, Sports Insights. You know, I've actually been more successful looking at a variety of websites giving their percentages out for free than paying for a monthly subscription to get these feeds of these percentages that they claim that they're 100%. Okay, so if you got to use your intuition, your own judgment at the end of the day, and if you study these teams, okay, and you know you can figure out where the public and where their mind is at, and that'll give you your own percentages. And I believe that's the best way you can do it, not relying on a service to give you percentages, because we don't know how many people are going to be wagering on those games. Okay, so you can't just look at a percentage and say, oh, 70% of the public is on this side. You know, there could be a few hundred bettors betting on that game. Okay, and it's completely meaningless. So volume is what counts in determining these percentages. Okay, so that is my top 5 in picking and looking at these sports betting websites. Okay, so now I'm going to list a few. You know, there's other sites like Bettor's World. I didn't get into that one, but you can check that one out if you want, if you're a sports bettor. But that was my top 5. Now, teamrankings.com. If you're a fantasy sports bettor, if you're a stats person, Team Rankings is a very good site to use, as well as Roto World. Very good site here for fantasy sport. A lot of articles, tells you about injuries of players. So good site if you're a fantasy sports bettor. Another one is Real GM. If you're a fantasy sports bettor, has a great forum on it. And this is not gauged towards sports betting, but it does have a very informative forum on this website, okay? Because the thing about this website is a lot of people on this website do not sports bet, okay? They're just dedicated fans that believe that the game is legitimately played every single time, okay? So these are fans that haven't been waking up yet, okay? But see, the thing with these guys, these people are, you can gain some knowledge from them, and I've gained some knowledge from what they posted on this website because of the fact that they know how these players tick, okay? How these athletes tick and how their tendencies are and things like that, because they've invested their time into how these players, you know, their off season and their practices and stuff like that. So you can gain a lot of knowledge and you can translate that into your sports betting, because they know a lot about these players in general. Okay, so very good forum to use. This also gives you trade updates. I use this one over ESPN for trade updates, you know, because they update this by minute for the NBA. You know, there's so many updates here that they give you. And sometimes I've seen them release an update before ESPN. Like they'll put out the trade that happened already before ESPN, believe it or not. I have seen that in the past, which is pretty crazy. So that's all I have for this video. So I'll be back with another one. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for sharing my videos, and I'll see you then.